Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Obscure Joe PT, and for today what I have in here it is Dakar 18. And the first thing that I want to say is that the Big Moon Entertainment, the developers behind this game, are Portuguese from Portugal, from where I live. So this is actually a big surprise. This is the first high profile game that I remember to be developed in Portugal. So I'm proud of this. But let's proceed about this because most of my viewers are not Portuguese. So they are using Unreal Engine 4 to power up this game. Okay, and they decided to do a Dakar game, so it's quite interesting. But first, we'll talk about that later. Let's start with the settings, okay? And we already have bad news. So I'm running the game with 900p median settings. With borderless, I'm using borderless to record. For you, I do recommend you to use full screen. It is way more responsive, but my recorder don't work unless you are using borderless, okay? So median settings 900p. Of course, I also tested the game with multiple different settings, like median settings, low settings, all of these at 1080p. And I also created a custom low median settings where I did use the median settings, but I did drop down stuff like effects, post-processing and stuff like that. The game on low settings, it is absolutely garbage. The fact that you disable shadows and ambient occlusion, stuff like that, makes the game to feel really flat. So that's why I decided that 900p median settings was the way to go. Now to the results. So with median settings I got an average of 34 frames per second and a 1% of 25. So there are some sequences where the game did drop from the 30s, which is not good for a racing game. I have tested to reduce some of the settings, like I did told you. I created my custom low median settings. The average was improved by 5 frames per second, but during places with a lot of particles, the 1% low was below 30 frames per second. Then I did reduce the game to 900p and tested with median settings, which is the settings that I'm using on this video. And the average was quite good at 44 and the 1% low 34. And then I tried the low settings at 1080p, which is absolutely garbage, with an average of 47, 1% of 33, but it looks like, sorry the word, shit. It looks like shit. It's kind of a compatible mode just for you to say that, haha, I played Dakar. But yeah, you played with a very bad graphics. So for me, 900p median settings, with this system, with this graphic card, it is the way to go. The game is not CPU bound, so it means that it's all GPU fault, okay? And the game wasn't using too much RAM, so it was around 4 GB of RAM. So now that I talked about the performance and you know what to expect about the performance in this game, let's talk now about the game. And the fact that the developers are from my country, it doesn't mean that I'm going to spare them some criticism. So if you go to Steam, you could clearly see that many people are not satisfied with the game, okay? It's pretty much around 50 to 60% of rank on Steam. Many people are disappointed, and despite this game still have some interesting things like this one. I can go in here and tow a car from an opponent, which is it's something really interesting, okay? The thing is, the game physics feels a little bit incomplete. It seems that they could work a little bit better on the physics. The driving, it is a little bit weird with some vehicles too. I like the fact that you can choose what you want to drive in this Dakar. You can choose this type of trucks, you can choose trucks, small cars, I don't know, quads, and even motorcycles. So there are multiple choices which you can take to your Dakar. And tracks seems to be really big. This is pretty much an endurance game. This is not like playing Dirt Rally in a track with 8 minutes. No, there are tracks in here that can last much longer than that, and they are very hard, and it's very hard to go until the end without losing yourself in the track. So it's actually quite hard at some point, okay? So it's all about the endurance. My comparisons about this game is that this is for a niche player, okay? It's not for everyone, it's not for me, I don't like this type of games. But, for example, if there is flight simulators out there and people play them, I believe that there are Dakar fans out there that will play this game and will enjoy. But for most of the people, will not enjoy this game, and myself included, I don't like this game. And also to add about that, I don't like too much Dakar. I don't see a thing about this type of sport. I understand and respect all the people that like, but it's not my thing. And since it's so focused on Dakar, unless you are really a fan, probably you are not going to enjoy this game, okay? So that's the point that I want to make in here. And second one, like I said, the physics needs some extra work. The sound of the cards, I believe that they could invest a little bit further in there. About the graphics, I think the graphics are okay. I don't think the graphics are bad at all. And I think that Big Moon made a good decision. They have gone with a Dakar game. This is something that there is no competition out there. And so they are always winners in this regard, because since there is no Dakar game out there unless it's their own, unless this one, which is their own, well, then I think they already won at least the Dakar genre. They have it, and they are immediately the big winners about this stuff. Okay, so guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about the Dakar 18. I'm a little bit disappointed because I did request a key to the developers, and I'm pretty sure they knew that I was Portuguese and I wanted to cover up this game, and they refused it. So it was my big disappointment with them, but apart from that, the game it is in here. I have tested, I have done my job in here. Now it's up to you to decide if you want to buy the game or not. Okay, so guys, that's all that I want to talk about Dakar 18. Hope you did enjoy the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Go straight ahead to off track. Cap 0. Sand. 500. Continue straight ahead. Uphill dune. Ruins on the right side. Straight ahead to cap 332. Up 1K and 800. Continue on cap 332. 500. Prepare for downhill dune. Danger 3. Palm tree on the right side. Downhill dune. Danger 3. Cap 332. That's the cap 256, dunes! Cap is not this way. Cap is not this way. Finish speed limit zone. Go, go, go! Straight ahead. 4Ks and 100. Stay on track. Let's go! Finish line. Remain focused.